Hey guys, welcome back to another Zach F1 video. And well, in today's video, as you can see from the title, we're going to be doing a Spanish Grand Prix review. Now, it's going to be a little bit different from my other videos about the Grand Prix reviews, but obviously, first off, you can see, I've decided to make this video on camera. Don't know why, don't ask me why, I just felt like doing it today. So, obviously, as you can see, I'm not a natural blonde. This weekend was a bit traumatizing.
Drops here for Gundogan!
And the Ferrari slows, that causes Hamilton to slow.
Yeah, the football and the F1 did not go my way. I will say F1 fantasy-wise, which the video will be coming out on Friday, did go my way. But, yeah, Lando, man, Lando. But anyway, I've got a few things to say before I get into the video. So first of all, I've made a Discord server for anyone who wants to join to make this community around this channel a bit nicer so we can have talks more easily about F1 fantasy, predictions for the race results, you know, and so forth. So I'm hoping a lot of you will join that. And then also, of course, like always, please join my league. We've got 75 people in there at the minute. Thank you all so much for joining that. I've also got my Twitter. Please follow that. And of course, like and subscribe because it helps me out tremendously on the YouTube algorithm. So hey, let's get it. Right, so first off, I'm going to talk about the race results. And well, I've got them written down here because there was no way I was going to memorize all 20 race results. But here goes nothing. I'll try to be as quick as possible. Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Alonso, Ocon, Zhou, Gasly, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Piastri, De Vries, Hulkenberg, Albon, Norris, Magnussen, Bottas and Sargent. Whew, another Red Bull race, but quite a few things to talk about, purely because there was these things in between the Red Bulls that sort of made it a Red Bull sandwich, which I'm quite interested to talk about. But before we talk about that, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda and Zhou. My word, what a thrill that was to watch. Those three, man, I think it was lap 14, lap 15, and they just kept on overtaking each other, and it was crazy to watch. In general, the Spanish Grand Prix was great this weekend. So many overtakes, considering so many big boys were like 10th, 11th, like Perez, even Alonso, Russell, all had to make their way up the field, so it made it so much more interesting. Would it have been that more interesting if all of the big boys were already in their positions? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm hoping the qualifying pace of all the smaller teams is like that, going further ahead, because while watching the qualifying, there wasn't much, there was no rain or nothing, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll show a clip now of Hulkenberg, Tsunoda and Zhou, because my god, greatest battle I think we've seen all season so far. Doing my own commentary because I don't want to get copyrighted, but here's the gist of it. Oh, Ocon nearly gets overtaken by Hulkenberg. Oh no, but Zhou wants to get involved. Oh, Tsunoda around the outside of both of them. Can he do it? No, we can't. No, we can't. Zhou re-overtakes Tsunoda. Oh my god, this is thrilling. Oh, and Tsunoda back round the outside of Zhou. Oh my god, you would not believe your eyes. We have to get onto the Tsunoda penalty that was given after the Guan Yu Zhou and Tsunoda nearly made contact, but Zhou had to take evasive action and go off the track. For me, it was a harsh penalty, but at the same time I do understand it because it's right at the end of the race and Zhou would have overtaken Tsunoda, so it's sad for Tsunoda considering his F1 fantasy points would have been deducted and he was doing pretty well that weekend, but also for Zhou because I've got F1 fantasy Zhou. Yes. What do you guys think about that? I think it still was a penalty, it was just a bit harsh. We get on to Mercedes upgrades now working. Obviously, they came second and third, so doubt they'll be anywhere near them. That race, it's probably going to be another Verstappen, Perez, but then I do really believe that Aston Martins are starting to struggle a bit. Mercedes will be their third and fourth. Then with the Aston Martins and Ferraris fighting, because the Ferrari upgrades haven't worked either, which is what I wanted to talk about. Because Sainz P2, obviously a lot of the big boys weren't qualifying high up, but has to do better in the race. I know his race pace just wasn't there. Even Leclerc, just not good enough from the Ferrari boys this weekend, especially at his home Grand Prix. I really hoped that he'd get a podium, considering Alonso was in 9th, and I thought in that Aston Martin, the way it is now with the Mercedes getting the upgrades, it just wasn't going to happen for him. We also need to take a look at the Alpine's race pace, because my word, Gasly qualified P4. Yeah, he ended up 10th, and it was just really frustrating because he's shown so much pace in qualifying, and that Alpine just, again for Ocon as well, because Ocon had a better race but still lacked that bit of race pace that I thought they'd have after seeing qualifying. So hopefully Alpine can improve that, because their qualifying results have been really good so far. And obviously we saw in Monaco what Ocon can do in that Alpine. And then finally, I think I want to talk about the next GP. We've got Canada coming up next. So with the long straights in Canada, I think it's going to be Red Bull domination, Verstappen, Perez second. But I'll give you the predictions for the rest of the grid. So obviously, first place Verstappen, second place Perez, third place Russell, fourth place Hamilton, fifth Alonso, sixth Sainz, seventh Leclerc, 8th Stroll, 9th Gasly, 10th Tsunoda, 11th Ocon, 12th Zhou, 13th Norris, 14th Bottas, 15th Hulkenberg, 16th Albon, 17th Piastri, 18th De Vries, 19th Magnussen, and 20th Logan Sargent. Now, comment down below or join my Discord server, give your predictions for how you think my predictions are, and your own predictions for that race result. But that's how I think it's going to play out. Then I think this is a great thing to add to these videos, because then I can look back at my predictions, then make predictions for the next race result as well, and I can score myself at 20. I don't expect to get more than, I'd say if I got 6, 7 or 8 right, I'd be happy, because the midfield, realistically, it could be anywhere in between there. So it's really hard. Obviously, we know Verstappen's going to win it, unless, oh my god, imagine there's a DNF, and then that really screws over me. But yeah, I think that's about wraps up my review of the Spanish Grand Prix. Comment or join my Discord server to talk about if I've missed anything, if there was anything crazier that happened in a race that I forgot about. And hey, love you all. See you in the next one.